AR रहमान का कॉन्सर्ट अटेंड करना एक जगह होता है, मेरा दिल इधर हो रहा है क्योंकि अभी ऑनलाइन सेशन है विद श्री रहमान सर के साथ.
Yeah, I think initially when I started doing movies, I wanted to maintain the sound, and everybody said, "No, it sounds like Roja. It sounds like this." So I said, "This is a fight which I'm never going to win." So I worked with different directors. I worked with a director called Shankar. He wanted different things. So my mind again changed. Then I worked with another director called Bharat Raja, who only used to do, folk movies. And then that music changed because their vibe also comes to you, and then you think, how can I make this music within the parameters of what I believe? So sometimes it's good to work with different people, like who are not similar to the ones that you collaborate, and they force you to think differently. And sometimes you go to a different place and you write something else. I think the idea of fear and of latching on to what you've learned, sometimes you have to just disown what you learned and move away. What if I start fresh and I don't have this formula? We all have a formula in music also, right? Oh, this hook has to come in twice again for people to catch on. Sometimes I don't do that. And that's fine. If nobody listens to it, but I just want to try. And that becomes, because breaking a formulaic thing is a good thing, because then people get refreshing a new listing. Even though it could be a successful formula, sometimes it doesn't work because of overuse. And they say the flattery, the best flattery is people copying. You do something and 1,000 other people copy that. And then you do it again, then you become a failure because they've exhausted your juice. And you need to find new stuff. And so in my life, I constantly have to move away from what I've done intentionally, so that you're like, fresh water, not stagnant water. You keep flowing. And also doing research is interesting. So you can watch a movie and say, why is it working? Why are people liking it? And you listen to a song and say, why are people liking it? And mostly it's the same formula. It's got a hook, it's got a great rhythm. And sometimes it surprises you. Why are they liking it? Because of the lyrics and because of what the lyrics evoke in your mind. The power of lyrics going to your mind and changing the way you think. When you're young, you're fearless. But when you're fearless, you're sometimes, savage. You don't respect what was there before. When I grew up, the dissolve thing in my life was, I started when I was 12 in the studios. So 12 to 25, I was with the older generation. I played countless songs, for other composers. So I had already experienced what the old was, and I wanted to take it out of my system. So I was experiencing that, and then also transcending into listening to Vangelis and John Williams. Like, why can't our score be like this? Why is our score not sounding like this? Why are our songs not sounding like this? No disrespect to it, because we grew with, the vintage 60s, 70s, 80s kind of things. And these questions actually made me build my studio, which I'm sitting here. And I didn't care about success or money because I was young. It was too early for me. I was not married or anything. I was too early. It was too early for me to have those worries. So my only passion was to find something which I would like to listen to. Make something which I would like. So you make a movie which you like. You're not making it for somebody else. You love every aspect of it and you make it. And because of that, in a way, when technology changed, you're talking about the singers, why new singers got. They were amazing super humans, like S.P. Balasubramaniam, Chitra, Lataji, superhumans, because they could come in front of an orchestra, learn a song and sing it so perfectly so everybody can go home in time. But if you bring a new singer, and if they make a mistake, they go out of tune, everybody has to suffer. So the choice was very limited. Very few people could deliver that. And when I came in, multi-mixing had already started. I had a 16-track recorder. So my only concern was, what new can that singer give? And I don't mind if she takes a week. I want that newness in my song. I would, teach a Chinese singer Tamil and then wait for her to learn. 4 days we recorded a song from Tirunelveli. So, because I think, if you like an actor, and even if it's difficult because those days again film was rolling, cams was rolling. Now it's digital, so it's just harder. You can run it more, for countless hours. So these things changed, and that's why I think I became fearless, because I didn't care about survival, I didn't care about my longevity. It was just that out of passion, I wanted to do something for myself. And I think that changed everything, because people were often insecure. What if they don't call me for the next song? What if, and I didn't have that problem, thank God. And that's your mother's support and all this stuff. I'm not an expert, but I can tell you basic understanding, because I see things in a more objective way, even Indian music. So if you go very deep into it, I felt like it's a trap for me, because I wanted to expand my sensibilities. And Indian music is like an ocean. So it is, a rag is a mode, a rules of which notes to follow. It is a pentatonic scale, which is re, ga, pa, da, sa. You can't now change the sa, re, ga. You can't go there. I have to go sa, re, ga, sa, da, pa, da, re, sa. You can't come back and there's certain rags which are called vakar rag, which you go in a certain way, come in a certain way. So then more than 63 melekatas or stuff like that. And the emotional how it affects emotionally is what a rag is. So they've made rags into morning rags and afternoon rags and evening rags and night rags, because of the therapy it does to your mind, and how it makes you feel, sometimes vulnerable, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes exotic. And it's not just merely going up and coming down, it's also the nuances of where you use the harkat, where you use certain rules. And then when people know, when a listener who knows the rags hears a composition in that, it relates to it much more. If we hear a Mozart or Beethoven symphony, we can hear those chords. Oh, he's used a D minor and an A major and C major and G major. Those changes are there. But now today, they've add some beat to it, so the covering or the capturing of that changes. And our brains are tuned to understand what comes from there. So if something comes from France, we know that there's certain sensibilities there. Something comes from China, we know that there's certain sensibilities. Something comes from Africa, we know that there's certain. Our minds are much more multicultural, and we tune to what it is. Suppose we're reading a holy book, we know that it has a certain tone. We are reading a modern novel, we know that we can accept something else from that. So unlike we're not machines, we can adapt to things, and we understand where what comes from. And so, as you said, the classic filmmaking thing, we respect that because of how it's made and who was made it. Like Satyajit Ray, I was watching Patak Panchali, and so it starts in a way, then it evolves in something. I was actually fast forwarding and watching a lot of stuff from there. And then I was watching something, on Hulu, and so it had a certain tone. As you said, you're right. Actually, the melody doesn't change much. The way the melody is constructed can change, but there's certain things which emotionally connect to your being, and that doesn't change. And so I think filmmaking and storytelling also, in a way, what intrigues you is something human in it, and an emotion, yeah. The healing thing, what you're saying, comes from some of the names of God, and some of the names of awliyas, where they are part of this divine circle. And you know how the awliyas are. Awliyas are like Khwaja Garib Nawaz and Nizamuddin Sahib, Baba Bulle Shah, Shirdi Sai Baba. All of them have a sense of they've been one with God. They've dissolved. That's the way we put it. And so, saying their names evoke a certain energy, which is beyond religion. and their spirit of their teachings are like, I'm like the sun. I'm the rays, how the sun rays don't discriminate between people. It is for everyone. The river, the sea, and the rain doesn't discriminate. It falls on everyone. So the grace of the Sufis, also we call awliyas, don't discriminate. Anybody can go. You can be a sinner, a saint, a poor, a rich, a Muslim, a Hindu, or a non-believer, but they treat everybody as the same when you go to a Sufi shrine. And so that gets embellished when we evoke the names and we sing songs about their devotion to God.
I want to say something in Tamil which I normally say after every award, which is Ella Program Miravanake. God is great. Thank you.